Let's talk some toys in here.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today it's the Man-Child. Okay, so today for review, we're going to take a look at the new Master Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Leech figure. So yeah, we get Leech added to the cartoon line, one of the fan favorite Horde villains. Here he is. Looking pretty good, nice size. I like the colors. Yeah, open mouth with the sculpted teeth showing. And of course, he comes on this newer style card that a lot of cartoon figures are coming with. Castle Grayskull, you got Fire and Brimstone, Hordak up top. And these cards are built really well, by the way. Very sturdy. I said that in my last video, but yeah, I like the design of these. And here's a look at the art on back of Leech's packaging. So yeah, we have, I guess, Captain Adora, or at least when she was bad, firing a blaster. You can see him antenna. Of course, Leech is giving Bo the old suction cup head. We have Scorpia over here on the right-hand side, and of course on Etheria. I think most of these figures were all announced for the cartoon line. Of course, mine has a big hole there. It's part of the punch, just the window. Hello! But yeah, really good art as always. And then dropping down to the left-hand side just shows that Leech's suction cup hands and feet can stick to smooth surfaces. Now, they look like the same hands and feet that the regular Origins Leech used. So the colors are different. Of course, I'll bring them in later, compare them. And then moving over to the right, these are all three cartoon figures, part of this Wave, Faker, which I already reviewed. Of course, we're reviewing Leech now, and Encatcher, which I also have as well. Okay, so before we take a look at the cartoon Leech, he comes with this new comic. The same comic that Faker He-Man came with. I showed it already, so I'm just going to go through it real quick. It's called The Onslaught at Snake Mountain. Has some really good art on the front. Just going to open it up once again. If you want to pause and try to read it, just look at the images. You can. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on here with the Slime Pit, the Horde, figures from the cartoon series or line, vintage vehicles, you name it. This comic has a lot of everything. Okay, I'm just going to go through it briefly, as I already showed it. We got Multibot, the cartoon one, right? Leech, Catra, Rio Blast. We got these two accessories. They're called the Beam Blaster. I had them in the 80s. I couldn't remember what they were. Somebody in the comments told me. But dropping down. Next page, here we go. Catra, we got Manosaur. Better look at the Multibot. Filmation one, Snake Mountain background. Laser Bolt, yeah, I showed that in my Faker review. I still have that, the vintage piece. Awesome. Got the Horde Wraith figures. Got the microphone from Snake Mountain, or which is, well, it's not the microphone anymore, but that wolf head. Got Man-at-Arms there with that shoulder blaster. It's another vintage piece I still have. Alright, go to the next page. Clamp Champ. It's pretty neat that they're actually using this vintage piece in this comic. Down here. This page. That's it. And here's a quick look around at the new Leech and whatever accessories he gets. So, taking a closer look at the new cartoon Leech. Yeah, cool looking head sculpt for what the cartoon line is doing. I like the wide open mouth, just like the regular vintage Origins Leech. They did something similar to that. You have 3 rows of teeth on each side. You can see that going all the way back. You painted white. You can see the gum showing up top. Then you have the 2 lower teeth on the bottom. You have the tongue sculpted, but the whole inside of the mouth's painted. Now the mouth doesn't squeeze or articulate. The heart, it's a rubber head, but it is pretty hard. He has a little nose sculpted up top. You can see how just the eye, the fins on the side of the head. There's a look from the other side, and the look from the very back is, yeah, very basic. But as far as the articulation with this head, you can look all the way to the left, the right, look all the way down and up. All right, pretty cool. So that was easy. But yeah, dropping down as he has a newer style buck. Very simplified for what the cartoon line is doing. You have that kind of, I guess, bone piece that goes all the way around the neck. And that's, it's like a separate piece glued on, but it's part of the buck, but glued on, I think. Yes, separate piece, okay. And dropping down, he has, a simplified Horde bat, but it is sculpted outwards, not like just painted on. But of course, painted red. Then you have the black extra band. Well, I guess it's supposed to be part of the strap that's holding this on. That's also feels like a sculpt, like outward sculpt, and it's painted black. You can spin at the waist, of course, and come apart at the waist. Right, easy. Again, there's a look at the muscle aesthetics on the very back. colors. And I think the colors are interesting too. A little different from the animation like a lot of these figures, but it's unique. I like it. It stands out over the buck. It's just, yeah, that light sea green color or something for the head, arms, and legs. Unique. Then moving over to the arms. So he gets, yeah, kind of new style arms aside maybe the forearm. But they're small, not like overly large arm. They're both identical on the left and right side. Of course, you can see, the shoulder plates. They're all part of sculpt, painted gold. Then he has like the black style horde band with that red signia on it, sculpted outwards, both sides. That's, yeah, kind of like its own separate sculpt, but all part of the arm. And then moving down, you just have the, yeah, so regular cartoon style forearms I mentioned, but then you have this band it's not even sculpted, that's just painted all the way around it, looks like. And then, of course, he has a suction cups that are the same suction cups as the vintage Leech. From what I can see, side colors are different, and they can spin. Very soft and rubbery, and they can stick things, which we'll try soon. And they should have regular Origin style pegs. Let me see, just take one out. Yeah, there's no other articulations, just the peg. Now, it would have been cool if he came with the fingers like the regular Origins Leech come with. If you wanted to switch him out, because you can see how he has like little fingers sculpted on the top, that it would fold in, but he doesn't. And as far as the articulation with that arm, all right, you go all the way up, down, forward, back, bend at the elbow, straighten the elbow out, spin at the elbow, and then with the elbow bent, you can go all the way to the face or the center of the chest. And we already talked about the suction cup spins, flexible, can stick to things. The arm come out too for, is that chipping in there? Just trying to look at some, okay. So the arm come out for customs, and the other arms are all the same as far as sculpt, design, paint, but we'll just test the articulation, up, down, forward, back, bend the elbow, right, in and out, spin it. Suction cups are all the same, can spin, go to the face, all good stuff. All right, so dropping down, right, we talked about the buck and the chest and the bat. Back again. And then going down to the waist, it just has a very simplified kind of belt band going all the way around, painted gold to match these shoulder protectors, guards. Then a pair of just, not even a loincloth, black, like shorts. Then dropping down to the legs are just regular cartoon style legs from what I can see. As far as the articulation with these, go all the way out with a split. Forward, back, bend at the knee, spin at the knee. All right, the legs are all the same. Kick forward, all that good stuff. And just make sure, how's the other leg? Testing out here. Okay, kick forward, back. Okay, yeah, so it feels all right. And then dropping down to the, the legs, you have like these ankle bracers go all the way around, which is sort of like his boots. Now they can come off if you want. And of course, they spin. Well, this legs are all the same. And then he has a larger style, suction cups, obviously for the feet. They can spin all around, but they don't really come off. They're like kind of part of this boot. They must somehow, but they don't normally come off from what I can see. And obviously these can stick to things, but that's pretty much it with Leech. Very basic, but still a really cool looking figure. Okay, and then of course the next thing is I want to see how this new Leech's suction cups holds on a flat surface or at least glass. Just put him on a piece of Pyrex, on a hanging like this, see how he holds. Seems okay. And then here's a look at the sucker feet holding on to glass, or I'm holding them against gravity. But every now and then one of these pop. I guess it just depends on the glass or what the surface is. But for the most part, it seems to hang okay. So as far as Leech's accessories, he gets that shocker rifle. That's what Force Captain Adora had in the back of that art, in which she used in that episode into Etheria. Obviously, that's where He-Man went in. She discovered she was, Adora. Later on, Horde captured her. But that's the weapon she used. And I'm saying to myself, so is this meant for another figure or when Adora comes out? How is Leech going to use it because of his handle? You can see he can clip onto his arm, but as I'm looking at it, check this out. That handle can fold inside the gun itself, or you can pop it back out with this tab for somebody else to use it. So that's how it will clip on a Leech's arm. That's pretty cool. Has a scope on it. See the little sight in the back. And here's a quick look at that shocker rifle clipped on a Leech's arm with that handle folded in. So moving forward with a comparison. It's the only one I really have that's worthwhile. So yeah, here's a quick comparison between our new cartoon Leech and the regular Origins vintage Leech. Just a quick look at those two together. So you can see, very different designs as far as the buck. The suction cups are exactly the same. So the colors are different, obviously, on both the hands and the feet. All right. Of course, he has the horde. Well, yeah, the horde boots are different. He has the bat where he does them. Now, yeah. Of course, you can switch these around, but it wouldn't make sense because you can't take the suction cups off without really customizing. From what I can see, the colors will be off. Even if you want to switch the waist around and the arms just to get the buck, it ain't gonna work because obviously it's gonna break these apart real quick on camera. Yeah, he's like really big. Let me see what it'll look like if you did that. Yeah, it doesn't look right. So it hangs over, and then how about this one? Yeah, it doesn't look right. All right, so that's out. So the next thing I tried is just switching the heads around. So you can probably get away with the regular Origins Leech head on a cartoon body because it, the greens match the buck really well. And this other stuff can just blend in. All right, as far as articulation, look left to right. Down, well, not really. See, then it pops off the peg. I'm sorry. So it can sit there, but because this design's different. All right, there you go. So it's sitting there. The minute you start articulating, it pops off. So that's kind of works, but it kind of doesn't. That's what it looked like. And then, of course, going back to the cartoon, Leech's head on the regular body. Now, that works better with the articulations. Nothing to restrict it. But I don't know. I don't think that looks good. Again, if we were able to switch, if the waist was able to fit on this buck better, it just doesn't look right, then we can just switch the arms around and we can just basically get this buck with the cartoon head and vice versa. But, yeah, for the most part, I don't think it looks right. Anyway, I thought I'd try the parts out, see how it looks. Okay, and then the other thing I want to try is those regular Leech hands that the vintage Leech came with. Even though the colors are different, you can always paint them or switch the arms out. Yeah, and you could change legs out and stuff like, of course, we could change the boots. We could change the arms, but yeah, these legs are a process. You got to really heat if you want to take these apart and switch them out with this figure, switch the parts on this buck and that one with that buck if you want to do that. I've broken these before, crack one. I don't like doing that. It's not an easy job to where it is pulling boots and stuff off, so I don't ever get involved on a camera. Side that, but I did want to try these out, see what they look like. And then the other thing is, too, the regular vintage-inspired suction Leech face. Let's see if that fits on this buck, because it matches the colors well. And no, it doesn't. See that? It can sit on the peg. That one doesn't even go down. Okay, so that doesn't work. Put this head back on. How's that look with the hands? So, all right, they work. And then lastly, here's a quick look or comparison with the new cartoon Leech next to cartoon Horde Mantenna. Yeah, the cartoon Horde's building up. And, of course, I got to get the catcher next. And I heard they announced Grizzlor, Scorpia, Shadow Weaver. They're all coming. I can't wait. All right, so that about does it. That's my review on the new Master Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Leech figure. Yeah, I was really excited to get Leech for this cartoon line. Leech was just always one of those Horde members that just stood out because of his overall aesthetics and design. Very similar to Mantenna or characters like Modulok. Yeah, I really like the head sculpt, the bigger buck, yeah, of course, the iconic suction cups, same one the vintage one comes with. Would have been cool if they gave him those hands as well that match the colors. But, yeah, it is what it is. And I like that they included this, that rifle that you see in the door having the back of the packaging. And you can use on him by folding the handle in. I didn't see that at first. But, yeah, it can work on him or another character. And, yeah, you can bend his arms all the way and squeeze He-Man's head or somebody's head like it did, like Bo, and also on back of the card art. Yeah, he's really cool. And I can't wait to see more of these Horde members join that cartoon series. So as always, I appreciate everybody watching. Until next time, take care.